Okay, I think the recording has started. Were you notified?
Yes.
Okay, then welcome everyone to our info session on the Joint Certificate Program in Digital Transformation. My name is Victoria. I'm a PhD student at the University of Mannheim, and part of my time I also work for ENGAGE.EU and the Joint Certificate Program. And I also want to introduce Katrin and Selina today, my two colleagues. Maybe you can say a few sentences about yourself, and then we're gonna start.
Yes. Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm working at the International Office of University of Mannheim, and I've been working on this program together with Victoria and Selina for 2 years already. So this is our third run, and we're very much looking forward to telling you all about the program and are open for your questions later on.
And my name is Selina, and I work at the Teaching and Learning Center of the University of Mannheim. And yeah, I'm also very much looking forward to our info session today and the next months with you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So here we prepared a short agenda so that you can see what we're going to talk about today. So we will give a short introduction on what the program is. And then we invited two students that participated in the last run of our program, and they will share their opinions, and you can ask them some questions if you have. And then we will talk more about the program, so about the timeline, the course loads, the CTS, and then, of course, about the highlight, the summer seminar in Mannheim, what company partners we are having. And yeah, we can also share some impressions, some pictures and videos we have from the past 2 years. And then we guide you through how our application works. And then we're going to share the local contacts, and you can ask all your questions. Okay. But let's first start with a short overview on ENGAGE.EU. So ENGAGE.EU is a consortium of 9 leading European universities in business, economics, and social sciences. And this aims to provide students a set of skills and competencies needed to tackle major societal challenges. And here on the slide, you can see the various offers for students. And today we want to introduce a joint program. And this is kind of an honors program. So we are, as Catherine already mentioned, in our third year. So we did the program already last year and the year before. And yeah, you will also meet two students in a second, and they share their experiences. But before we do this, we would like to get to know you a little bit better. So it would be great if you joined our Menti. You can either go to menti.com and enter the code you can see on the slide, or you can scan the QR code. And yeah, we prepared 2 small questions so that we know where you're from and what you're studying. And this will give us a good overview on who you are and who is interested in our program. Okay, I will go to the Menti in a second, so please scan the code now.
And in the meantime, we can say hi to Anja from Hanken and also Fitja from NHH from Bergen. So welcome. Those are 2 of our local coordinators of the program at your university. We will get to that at the very end of the presentation.
Okay, yeah, so we have some students from Mannheim, most are from Lewis, and some from Ramon, and one from Tilburg. Hi. So I think it will fill up in a second, a little more. So I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds. So please feel free to enter the code. You can still see it here. Okay. Oh yeah. Yay. Someone from NHH. Cool. Okay. Then I will go, you can still fill it in. I will go to the second question, and this is on what you're studying. So you can type in your study area. So if you're studying business, you can type in business or law or data science, marketing. Cool. And then we can create a cool word cloud. So very mixed, very cool. This is what we are aiming for. Yeah, cool. Data science, management and business, largest areas. Oh, also political science is quite big. Yeah, this kind of perfectly reflects our program because we try to bring many areas, study areas together in our program. So I will go back to the slides and the presentation now. Let me adapt the size. 1 second. Okay, thank you for participating in the Menti. So let's start with the official part. So the joint program in digital transformation. So this is a program designed for students on master level. So we are only looking for master students, and we want to bring together students from all ENGAGE partners. And the program is an additional add-on qualification on top of your normal master's degree. So as I mentioned, an honors program. And the courses are covering a broad range of topics where digitalization has an impact. And here we have one more slide on who we are looking for. So as I already mentioned, we are looking for master students. And depending on your program and your university, you can be in your first or third semester. And students from all schools can apply. So this is kind of what we saw in the word cloud just now. So we are not only looking for business students, but we are looking for students that do law, data science, economics. So all schools and areas can apply. So we really want to have a multi-competence framework, multi-competence teams in this program. And of course, you should be interested in complementing your master's degree with a digital transformation expertise. And you should also be willing to do the program on top of your normal program. So you should be willing in participating in 3 block courses and spend a week in Mannheim. So the certificate in the end will only be awarded if you passed all 3 courses as well as the summer seminar. Yeah, but this is enough information for now. So I would hand over to Sophia Kranz from WU and Tim Häusler from the University of Mannheim. They participated in the program last year. And yeah, it would be great if you shared your opinions very briefly. And then if students have questions, then feel free to reach out. Or maybe you can also post your emails in the chat so that if there are specific questions, students can maybe mail you afterwards. Okay, I hand over the floor now.
Tim, do you want to start?
All right, I can do that. So thank you very much for the introduction. Yes, so I'm Tim from University of Mannheim. I'm studying, I wanted to say I'm studying business informatics. So something in between business and IT. And that's, yeah, so you might think, yeah, that's fitting to digital transformation. But when when thinking about what I like most about the program, I would say it's especially that you work together with people from all kind of different domains. So already in the word cloud, you have seen that you're coming from a law direction, from political sciences, management, finance, and more from the IT side. So that's something I really, really enjoyed during the courses because we had a lot of a lot of great discussions. You have to imagine those courses or most of the courses very, very interactive. It's not like this kind of front education where you have one teacher talking 5 hours. Yeah, usually it's a lot about discussions and yeah, so that's something I really enjoyed talking to people with different with different backgrounds. Yeah. Sophia, do you have anything you want to say about that directly?
Yeah, maybe just also from my side a quick introduction because yeah, I'm from Vienna University and I studied internationalization management there, which is a bit different. But I also did business informatics in my bachelor's degree. And yeah, as Tim already said, we were kind of more on the business informatics side, but we both enjoyed that there were a lot of people, maybe from law as well, from politics, and a lot of different topics with yeah, very different perspectives, and also from yeah, nationalities from all over the world. So there were really interesting discussions arising from that, and yeah, I wasn't used to that. I never had the opportunity to be in such an international environment in my university. So this was probably the biggest perk of the program for me.
Yeah, so I mean, as you have already heard or maybe read before, there are like different parts. There are those courses that you have online. One course is from each hosted by each university, and then there's also the other thing. There is the summer seminar in Mannheim, and that was yeah, that was of course also a highlight at the end of the program. So it was really cool to see all of those people that you have worked with, that you got to know like online already during the 6 months before, approximately. Yeah, and then everybody came together, and there was a lot to talk about. There was that was really great during the summer. That was also because because of all the events that you as organizers have planned. So thanks a lot for that. There's it's not only working on case studies and preparing presentations and something like that, but there's also really time to get to know all the others and to build connections. So that's also really cool.
Yeah, maybe also learning from my side here was that, you know, we've been talking online for, as Tim said, almost 6 months, and we worked pretty closely on tasks. And Tim and me were working together, and we met every 2 weeks for one class where we had to prepare and talk every week. But then when we finally met in Mannheim, we could really realize how our personalities spark, which didn't came across online, and which was totally different than to meet everyone in person and get to know them a lot better, which was, yeah, actually learning from me, because in home office times, everyone's like, oh, online is just fine. But yeah, it was a learning to see, okay, there's a difference between meeting someone online and meeting them in person, and how personalities just come across there way better.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we maybe want to talk a little bit about the courses and some tips that we thought of?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the courses, as Victoria already mentioned, you should plan to do those courses on top of your normal degree. So that means for this semester that you have like probably a slightly higher workload. However, Sophia, I think you agree if we say that the workload is manageable. It is not nothing that is impossible to do. For sure,
Yeah.
you need to plan, some weekends, some hours, in addition to your normal work. And I would say that if you are already super busy, I don't know, you have multiple exams and you're doing internship at the same time and you don't have any time at all, then it might be complicated. But if you if you have some time, then it's really possible. And it's just important that you're interested in it and that you're thrilled in participating in discussions, in group work. So if you're just saying, I would listen a bit, but actually I want to mute myself and turn the camera off all the time, then it's maybe not that helpful. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Um, Yeah, I totally agree. Maybe to give an example from my personal perspective, I've been working at a consulting company for like 20 to 25 hours per week, did my master's degree, and did the program. And it was just strict, like a tough plan, but it was absolutely manageable. And yeah, I mean, we applied for this program. You will have to apply, and you already put in effort there. So you already think about if you want to put in the effort in the program later. And yeah, I was like, okay, I will put in the effort and then I will do the program with all my heart. And that's how you get the most out of it and how you will have fun with it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And there are really courses offered that yeah, at least me, I couldn't attend like that during with my normal program. There is for example there was the digital ethics course, a super interesting topic that that is relevant for all kind people of all kind of in all kind of sectors in law, in IT, in business, everywhere. And so this was really a great add-on. And I think that even if you don't want to work in this domain, even if you say you want to work in some political field later, I believe it might be helpful to have had some discussions, to have some basics on digital transformation. But yeah, I guess you're all aware of that if you're interested in this program.
I totally agree. That was probably my academic highlight, or my biggest takeaway from the program as well, that you know, it was less about, or it was about the classes, of course, but it is still a limited amount of time you spend within those classes, but you still get a lot of inspiration from that. And, about, for example, digital ethics, Tim and me, we both took that class, and it was so inspiring that I still read books about it now, and I got into that deeper. So it's more about the inspiration as well. And that's what you take away for the long term, I guess.
Yeah,
Cool. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tim.
Yes, and then should we go to like a short Q&A session, or is there anything to add from your side, Sophia?
No, no, I guess that was pretty much it. It's a really interesting program. Obviously, the week in Mannheim was the best thing, and we're still all in touch actually with the big group. So that's more probably interesting to mention as well, that we are still
Yeah.
actually friends and support each other. And someone just texted me 3 weeks ago. He will come visit me in Vienna, and so yeah, we're still close, and that's pretty cool, and it's super nice to have such a big network all over the world. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool point that you know some people in all from all from all regions or from a lot of different countries in Europe after that. Yeah. So I can also completely recommend the program. And yeah, are there any questions from your side? You can ask anything.
And you can also put something in the chat if you don't want to open your mic. And whilst you think about your question, let me very briefly thank Sophia and Tim for this great summary and putting your points across. We didn't pay you to speak so highly of the program. I want to mention that, but thank you that you really enjoyed it. It's fantastic to see, and also that the second cohort also keeps in touch like the first one. We still know that the first cohort that finished in summer 23, they are still in touch with each other. So it really does help with the networking and, creating friendships. So I think we had somebody who opened their mic.
Yes, I think that it was me. I didn't know if I can raise my hand here virtually, so I just opened the mic. Yeah, first of all, thank you for the insights. And my question would be if you can actually, both of you, give us more insights on the classes. So like timing wise, how long was each session? I think you need to take 3 courses, right? And then like how are the courses structured? Was it like similar as a lecture where you get lots of input, or is it very interactive with lots of discussions and group work? Yeah, so if you just could give us a little more insights on how the courses you took typically looked like.
And there's also a question, maybe we can mix that on if you had weekly assignments. So maybe you can answer that as well.
Should I start, or do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead. No worries.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good question. Thanks a lot for asking. So I would say those courses were a bit different to at least what I was used to from University of Mannheim. So we didn't have any exams. You don't really have to you don't have to study anything by heart and then write it down in any exam. It's way more yeah, it's way more applied, and you indeed have a lot of group works. There are usually some presentations, or we also had to hand in a small thesis at some point. So we had to work on we could actually choose a topic that we're interested in and then work on something. But in one course, we even we even had the chance to record a podcast. So that was also quite interesting. So actually, I enjoyed it more than normal university.
Yeah. So that was the part of how the examination worked. So we really didn't have to write any exams. It was about, yeah, mostly we had presentations and essays, I think. And then about time-wise, that also really depended on the class we had. So I think some of the classes were like Friday and Saturday from 9 to like 4 p.m., but we always took longer breaks in between. And then for some classes, we had breakout sessions in between. And so we always took a lot of breaks. And then other classes, they were like only 3 to 4 hours, but then we had more work to do in our small group again. And it was in every class, it was a lot about smaller group discussions. So yeah.
Yeah, and regarding the question of weekly assignments, so yeah, as it was usually usually it was 2 weekends, as you already said, and so it was often the case that we during the first weekend we had like an introduction in the topic. Then maybe during the end of this first weekend we already got some task. We started with some group work, and then a few weeks, but in some cases it was also just a few months later, we had another weekend, and then in between those dates, we had enough time to work. If you have multiple weeks or months of time, yeah, we can also recommend you to meet regularly. Like that, it's not too much work at once, and you get to know the people a bit more.
Does that answer your question, Julian?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Perfect.
If we have lesson on Friday in our schedule, how can we manage the lesson of this program in our classes? That's also a really good and important question, Alessia. And I would say that professors are usually quite understanding. So if there is something that you cannot that you cannot attend, just talk to the teachers. They are aware of that it's an additional program. But however, we have to say like you should try to you should try to attend if you can. Let's say it like that. Or would you agree to that as organizers?
Yes. I think if, for example, you have an exam or something and you miss like 1.5, 2 hours on one of the dates that you're meeting with the class, that should be fine because you can compensate for that. But if you know that each Friday you cannot attend on both weekends, for example, then it would be preferable to try and find a different course that is held on a different weekend, so it's more easy. if you know that you always have classes on Friday afternoons, then that's important information for us to know, because we were of the opinion that sort of Friday, at least from lunchtime on, it should be fairly easy for students to take part in the program. But if one particular degree course in one of our ENGAGE universities works differently, then that's something we can try to look at. But generally speaking, I think for most of the students it worked out fine. And as I said, if you have to miss like a couple of hours on one of the days, then normally the teacher would be happy with that.
Yes.
Okay, another question. To what extent has the course contributed to your personal or professional development compared to your initial expectations? Tim, do you have any initial thoughts on that, or should I answer?
I didn't. Where is this question? Is it in the chat?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, compared to my expectations in the beginning, well, I didn't really expect that the topics of the courses would be that interesting. So I mentioned digital ethics before. Yeah, I was thinking about I was just thinking could be interesting to hear what it is and to find out more about it. But then during the courses, I actually found out that it's something that I'm really passionate about and that I could imagine somehow connecting with my career later. So maybe you can also find out something like that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely about the network, and that it would stay even longer beyond only the few months we worked on the program, but even afterwards. It's a big network, and yeah, we can just always talk to them. So that's one professional aspect which I really enjoyed, and personally, just working with so many different working styles and cultures that really taught me how to be more adaptable. And yeah, that's what we took away, I guess.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, and all the people who participated were really super nice. That was incredible. Then what is the next question?
There are a few questions on recognition, but I think we can skip them because
Answer.
we
Yeah.
will talk about it in a few slides, and that's also very dependent on the study program and the university. So I feel like there is no one answer for all.
Yes. Maybe regarding the recognition, me from my experience, I can say like you should or I think you shouldn't do the program only for the ECTS. So and yeah, as you already mentioned, it's different from school to school. So not only for the ECTS, but you should be interested in the topics.
Still, it is very beneficial for the CV. I'm currently applying for jobs, and I get questions about the program. So that's one point. Yeah, people are interested about it, and you can talk about it. So it's good to have it on your CV as well. You have to be honest with that. Yeah, there was one more question. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the courses that you have taken? Did you like them, and did they fulfill your expectations? So for me, I took I was pretty interested in the strategic aspect. So I took digital strategy, platform strategies, and digital ethics. And yeah, maybe I actually liked and enjoyed all of them. They were a bit different from the styles, but this was also what was interesting about, because it was 3 different professors, so everyone has their own way of teaching. And so digital ethics was really, really nice because it was so interactive, and just a topic I've never heard about and I wasn't really aware of. Then platform strategies was one class I still think about a lot, which I took as well in my personal or in my career life now. So yeah, there was also a pretty good class. And then, it was very different of each class in terms of workload as well. So yeah, there was one which didn't 100% fulfill my expectations, but that always differs. So there were others who really over fulfilled my expectations. So yeah, good mix, I would say.
And usually the courses, yeah, how should I say it? Not only from the content, but also, yeah, from the format, they differ quite a lot from each other.
Yeah.
I mean, how should I say it? The teachers have the chance to be a bit creative, I would say.
Yeah.
And so it may happen that you need to record a podcast or something like that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. I think maybe we continue with
Yeah.
our slides, but yeah, I saw, Sophia, that you've already written your LinkedIn in the chat. So if you have
Tim
more
as well, I think so.
Yeah, oh, Tim, thank you so much. So if you have any specific questions to Tim or Sophia, then I think you can just reach out to them. We hope that with our slides that we prepared, we will also answer a lot of questions, and we will do a second Q&A round in the end, just with us admin colleagues. But I think we can still answer most of your questions because we've done that already 2 times. So I think we've received almost any questions. So yeah, then I will hand over to Katrin. Thanks again so much for coming today, Sophia and Tim. And yeah.
You. Yeah, all the best to you. Take care.
All the best to you. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for your time.
Okay, now that we heard it from the horse's mouth, as I say, let's go back to the detail and also maybe looking at some of your questions again that you raised. So today is the virtual information session that you're attending now, and that you can also view again later because we're going to publish it on the website of the program. Then by the 30th of October, you need to apply if you want to take part in the program. And there's a 1 p.m. Deadline on that, so make sure you adhere to the deadline. There's just today, just like a couple of hours ago, we published the application form on the website. It wasn't visible before today. So now you can look at the application form. There will be 3 documents that you will need to upload. And you will need to put in some personal data and also choose the 3 courses. So if you have any questions regarding the application form, feel free to email us later on. So after the deadline of the 30th of October, we will distribute the applications to each home university, because the home universities will do the selection locally with their local selection committees. And then they will inform us again who's been selected, and they will inform you, most importantly, by 20th of November, if you have been selected or if you are in one of the waiting list spots, for example. And then if you are admitted to the program, then we will continue on the 23rd of January. So you can earmark that morning already with a kickoff event, a virtual kickoff event that all participants in the program will take part in, to do some team building, getting to know each other, finding out more about the program, about the structure of it all, which infrastructure we're going to use, etc. And that will happen in the morning until roughly 1 p.m. So you can earmark that date already. And then from, I think, the first block course, virtual course starts on the 24th of January, so just the day after the kickoff. We will start with the first course. So if you decided to choose that course out of your 3 that you take part in, then you would start straight away. Others might start only a little later. So the courses, as we can see on the next slide in a minute, are spread over the whole of the spring semester. So during the spring semester, you will then participate in 3 out of the 7 courses on offer. And as the former students have told you, you will sort of take part in the formalized setting with the lecturer, with interactive breakout sessions included. But on top of that, you will also meet with your individual smaller groups within the course to develop a presentation, to work on a thesis and things like that. So that will be happening all around during the spring semester. And then in July, we will all come together here in Mannheim for the summer seminar. So that starts on Monday, the 7th of July until the Friday. But you should all be here on the Sunday already, Sunday evening, so we can invite you to a welcome drink and sort of, do all the getting to know and meeting in person for the first time on the Sunday. And then on Monday morning, we can start straight away with the program. The summer seminar is an integral part of the program. It's the highlight of the program as well, as we heard from the students, and as we personally think as well. It's it's very nice to finally meet each other in person. So to complete the program, you need to take part in 3 virtual courses and complete the exam formats, as well as taking part in the summer seminar. So it's a mandatory element. As I said, it's a highlight, so there's no harm done in making it mandatory. And you should also receive from your home universities Erasmus or some other form of scholarship. So you don't have to pay for this week in Mannheim completely out of your pocket. There will be some scholarships available. You need to check with your local coordinator that we're going to show you on one of the very last slides. Exactly, what form of compensation you can get. It might not cover 100% of the cost that you have, but it should cover the largest amount of it, depending on how expensive your accommodation will be and so forth, because accommodation is not included in the program. But important to know, there's no tuition fee that we charge for the program. So all the costs that you will have to incur is for coming to Mannheim physically. But as I said, scholarships are available. And then we can go to the next slide. So as we said already, there are 7 different virtual block courses taught in 2 weekends each. And you need to choose 3 out of those 7 in your application form when you apply by the 30th of October. So the 7 different courses listed here, I don't need to sort of read them off the screen, but there's a big variety. So digital ethics was mentioned by Sophia and Tim a couple of times. That's a great course from VU Vienna. There's the platform strategies that was mentioned. There's digital growth and intellectual property, which is more sort of tending towards the law side, if you like. There's a new course from our partner in Barcelona, data strategy, that's new to the program this year, which is a great addition because data and big data is quite an important topic within this program. And you can see the teaching dates are listed there. So the first one is the platform strategy that starts the day after our kickoff, as I said. So when you decide which course would be best suited to your needs, you should look at the content. So is the content of interest to you? On the website, there's detailed syllabi on each of the courses that tells you what will the course be about, what is expected of you, how is the exam format happening. So is it only a presentation? Is it a mix between presentation and thesis, or is it something else? So all that can be found on the website, apart for data strategy, where we are still waiting for the final document to be uploaded, I think, Selina, right? But everything else is there, and data strategy will follow shortly. So you should look at, is the content relevant to you? Is it interesting for you? And is it something that you haven't already heard at your home university? Because then it's going to be a duplication, and that doesn't make so much sense. But equally, you should be available on the teaching dates. So if you know that your best friend's going to get married next year, for example, and you will be best man or best woman to them, and you can't attend one of the weekends because you're going to be partying, fine, do that, but don't choose that course, because then if you don't attend one of the 2 weekends, you will not be passing the course. So, we need to be somewhat strict on attendance. So, that's what you should do, and sort of within the timing and the content, find your selection. And I'm sure out of 7 you will find at least 3 that are very much interesting to you. And in the past, we've always had a great spread. Each course had a very good number of participants, so they're all equally likable. if I can put it that way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in our program. Okay, and then regarding course load, each of the block courses that you will take part in will be worth 6 ECTS. So you will be receiving a transcript for each of the courses that you pass from the university that hosts them. So for example, if URL is hosting data strategy and you take part in that course and you pass the exam, you will receive a transcript for that course from Hamon University in the grading scheme that's appropriate to their university. And then once you have received all 3 transcripts from the 3 partners that offer the courses, you can then take those, and that's the last point there, get them recognized if your home university allows. So the regulation on recognition into your local home degree are very diverse, very particular, depending on what you're studying, which courses you've already taken. So if there's a duplication, for example, then your home university will say, well, you already took this topic. Why do you want to enter this topic again? There's no equivalent for that in our home degree. So that's a discussion you can try to have already before deciding on your 3 block courses. But your home university might be able to help you at this point already. They might say, well, we can't guarantee you anything at this point. So that really very much depends on the course that you're studying at your home university and availability of information and of colleagues at your home university. So we can't guarantee you that, but that's something you could look into already now. The summer seminar will not be graded, but it will receive 2 ECTS as well. So if that's something that in your home degree is accreditable, then that might also be something that you could try to convert into your home degree. And I think that's it for now, but there were some questions. I don't know if we should look at questions in between, or shall we wait until the end?
I thought we'd wait until the end.
Yes, you already answered that. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
then I pass on to you.
Yeah, thanks, Katrin. So let's have a closer look at the so-called highlight of our program, which is the summer seminar. And as already mentioned several times, it will take place in July, in the 2nd week of July. If you successfully apply, you will take part in the summer seminar because it is mandatory. Really, we want to highlight that several times because, yeah, just to make sure, please be available if you apply. And yeah, let's have a closer look at the different components of the summer seminar. So as Catherine already mentioned, you should arrive on Sunday, 6th of July. And we offer you some welcome drinks. So we invite you, and this is the first chance for you to really get in touch, to get to know each other in person, and yeah, have some informal chatting time, so to say. And then on Monday morning, we will all meet on campus where we will have an opening event, you know, with detailed infos on the week. You will have a little campus tour so that you find your ways during the time you're here. We will take some nice pictures, and you will also hear a very interesting keynote speech of SAP, which is one of our bigger corporate partners. And yeah, then during the rest of the week, we will put you into groups together where you will get the chance to bring your theoretical knowledge from the block courses really into practice. So each corporate partner that we have provides us with a real-life case study where you will, on which you will work on during the week together with your group. And then the aim is a final presentation on Friday, 11th of July. So from Tuesday to, yeah, say Friday morning, you will have time to work on the case studies and, yeah, create a presentation you will then show to us and your case providers. And in between, so actually from Tuesday to Thursday, there will be also several other activities besides your case study and group work. For example, you will get the chance to meet your case providers either digitally or physically, so on site of the company. We will have various very cool social and fun events. So this is why it is a highlight, of course. And you will also gain some insights and a method input by our expert called Linte Lang. And she will also be on your side during your case study work the whole week. So yeah, that you get the support you need in case you have any further questions. So you can always get in touch with the method expert and also, of course, your case provider. And oh yeah, sorry. And at this point, I want to really highlight again that the summer seminar is, yeah, you know, the highlight and a mandatory part of the program. I know we said it several times, but we just want to make sure that if you really know that you won't be available in July, then we would, yeah, very much welcome if you could, like, you know, leave the spot open for somebody that is really available in July and wants to complete the whole program. So yeah, then you could maybe inform yourself on the ENGAGE.EU website, where we have several online exchange initiatives. So there are more courses where you can take part in without that physical get-together part in July. Okay, now the next slide. Just a brief overview on our corporate partners. Maybe you know some of them. Most of them come from the Rhine-Neckar region, which is the area around Mannheim. We really have a lot of industry here. And yeah, SAP is one of our biggest partners, as I already mentioned. Then we also have the city of Heidelberg. So there's also some kind of administrative case study, which is very cool. A new partner is the University Hospital of Heidelberg. Also very nice to have some kind of medical background. And yeah, maybe you know Pepperl and Fuchs. They have that kind of sensor technology stuff. So you see also our company partners are spread across the fields and not just, you know, it's not just IT and yeah, business. Okay, so now we would like to share some impressions from the last two summer seminars with you. Here in the photos, you can see the last two cohorts. For example, in the middle of the slide, right at the top, you can see that we visited a local brewery, which is called Eichbaum. And there we had a little tour to see how the beer is actually brewed, and we also got the chance to finally taste it. And at the bottom of the slide, you can see two pictures showing that we all visited the SAP headquarters in Waldorf. And there the students also got a little task to do. And it was, yeah, it was quite fun. We also had insights into the supermarket of the future, which was cool. And on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see the mosque of the Baroque castle of Schwetzingen, because on Thursdays we will visit the Baroque castle in Schwetzingen, which is quite cool because you will get the chance to see another city as well. And then we also have a little clip for you showing some impressions from 2 days from the summer seminar of this year. Okay, thank you so much, Victoria. So maybe you saw that Sophia was smiling right at the end of the clip. So Sophia Kranz, who is with us today. Yeah, so I hope you like those impressions. And now let's hand over to the application. So in case you're now interested in applying, which I would really hope, you can do so on our website until the 30th of October, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. CET. And you can apply on the website right at the same spot where you also registered for today's info session. And for the application, you will need to provide several documents, which is, first of all, your CV. Here it is also good if you could, like, you know, add that if you're doing some volunteering work, or if you had several jobs, or maybe have a job right now. So also your touching points with the topic of digital transformation are really interesting for us. Then you will also need to upload your academic record, so your transcript, and as well as the course priorities, as Catherine already mentioned earlier. So you have to choose 3 of the 7 block courses on offer. And as already said by Catherine, we would like to ask you to really double check whether the times of the block courses are suitable for you, and also have an eye on the examination format. So if you really know that you don't like the examination form, then you should maybe just choose a different course, and also have an eye on the deadline for the hand-ins, for example, for the papers. Just make sure that everything really fits into your personal and uni commitments, as you know by now. And then most importantly, you will need to hand in a 10 slides presentation. So no more, no less. It should be 10 slides. And in this presentation, you should explain what you see as the central challenges in digital transformation facing our European society today. So we know that this phrasing might be a little difficult for you to grasp, but it was our intention to give you as much freedom for preparing the presentation as possible. So just don't hesitate to be creative. Maybe just to give you some examples, in the last 2 years, we had presentations showing the ethical background of digital transformation. We also had more narrow presentations where it was about how companies tackle digital transformation. And so you see, it's not like that there's one way to go for it. Just be creative and make sure that your personal motivation and the central challenges really are key of the presentation and come across. So we don't want a Wikipedia entry, for example, so on digital transformation. We really want to see what you think, and because this is the most interesting thing for us, and this is also what makes the joint program so interesting over the next few months. Okay, so I think this is it for now. Victoria, maybe the next slide. We will upload the presentation on the website. So there you will also have all those contact details of us. In case you have any questions on the application and selection process or the summer seminar, organizational matters, please reach out to Victoria, Catherine, or me. You can also use the central JP mail address you can find on the website. And if you have any specific questions about, for example, the academic fit or the recognition of the courses, please reach out to our great local colleagues at the partner universities, which you can see on this slide. Because, you know, those are specific matters we really can't answer for you. There's Anja, she's turning off the camera. Hi, Anja. So Anja is our local colleague from Hanken. So she's here, and I think Fitya, is she also here? Yeah, she is still here. So 2 of them you already know by now. Thanks for joining. So they are all really great, and you can always reach out to them in case of any questions regarding the academic fit. And now I saw the chat popping up several times, so I think it's time for another question round. Thanks for your attention. And yeah, now you can either unmute yourself or just write your question into the chat. I think we will maybe just go through the questions that are already in the chat, right? So the first one was from Darren. He wants to know how the honors is conferred, meaning to say, is it on our home uni degree cert? Catherine, do you know more about it?
Maybe I can answer that. So the honors program is more like a category of program that we mean by that. So you will receive, if you complete the program, you will receive a certificate, like a piece of paper that says you completed this joint certificate program. With you took those 3 courses plus the summer seminar, and we congratulate you on completing the program. And that will be issued by your home university with the ENGAGE logo on it as well. But it will not be an integral part of your home university degree, usually. At least I don't know of any cases so far that have done that. So you will receive your local master's degree like you always would. And on top of that, you'll receive the ENGAGE certificate. And if you have, if you are lucky to be able to convert some of the ECTS that you completed with the 3 block courses into your home degree, then they might be mentioned in your home degree. That depends on how your home degree is structured and what the layout is like. So that I can't really answer. But basically, for the 3 courses, you will receive 3 transcripts that you can either try to convert into your home degree or just use as additional proof that you've taken part in the courses. You'll receive the certificate if you complete 3 courses plus the summer seminar, and your home degree as it stands alone or with some of the courses converted into it, if that makes sense. If not, please let us know. It's a bit complicated.
And then there was also a question on the kickoff, and if you're unavailable on that day due to classes. So the kickoff is not pass fail or not graded. So if you have a class or an exam, then let us know, and then we will find a solution for that. So this is maybe not a criteria to not apply, but still we would very much appreciate if you take the time, because we will also give some important information on the courses again, on how the year will be structured. It's the first chance for you to get to know each other. Some of the companies will participate in the kickoff. So yeah, it's also I think a valuable input on that day.
Yeah. And maybe also to add again, because several questions were really aiming at one answer. If you have any questions about the courses, you'll find a syllabus for each course, but if you have that drop-down menu for the course, then there's a syllabus. You can download it, and there you should find the times of each course, the exam format, maybe also exam deadlines, as well as the several learning objectives. So what the course will be about content-wise. So it's really good to, just have a look at the syllabus of each course, and then most of your questions should be answered by that.
Yeah. And I just saw in the chat that a colleague from Ramon Llull is here, and actually Laur, who used to be our contact, there has been a change. So now it's the colleague who's here. So Ignacy Meda, thank you so much for letting us know. We didn't know, apologies. So we will change that on the slides and make sure that all those questions are reaching you instead. Cool. And somebody said, do we need to choose 3 courses or can we choose less? So we really need you to choose 3 courses, and you need to participate in the 3 courses to be able to complete the program. But some of those courses will also be offered within the ENGAGE.EU online exchange initiative, which Selina mentioned before. So if you say, oh, I'm really actually only interested in one of those 7 courses, then you should not apply for this program, because you won't complete it because you will only take part in one course. But instead you should look out for this course being advertised on the online exchange initiative on the ENGAGE.EU website. And also maybe important to know that you must complete 3 courses to be able to come to Mannheim for the summer seminar.
Are there any further questions?
Yeah, I will stop the recording maybe now.
And of course, if you have any further questions that arise, maybe tonight or in the next few days or weeks until the application deadline, of course, feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll upload this recording as well as the slides. I think it's tomorrow.